Bam!
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Hey guys, this is Level Up session 20, which is like anniversary edition. 20 sessions already. We are here with Jonas, Darek, me, and our special guest here. There you go, Alex Negrea.
Hey guys, what's up?
We are super happy that Alex found some time to join us today. He's well known for his beautiful illustrations that he did for Applibot and his really amazing rendering style, which is just mind blowing. I cannot wrap my hand around that amount of detail. I mean, just crazy. And he will show us today how to, and he will show us our approach.
Glitchy.
What we are doing, what Alex is doing.
Wojtek, can you repeat that because you're glitchy?
Yeah, I think you're cutting out for me too.
I'm glitchy.
Yeah, just say it again.
So basically, if you... Oh, sorry. Okay. So I just wanted to say that Alex will show us his awesome techniques today. And if you are enjoying that, that Alex is devoting some time just to help us today, just to give something back to the community, just go to his Facebook page, go follow him, go to his DeviantArt, which goes like alexnegrea.deviantart.com. Check out his amazing work, and also you can check out his work on CG Hub. He's a master artist in there, for some reasons, right?
Thanks.
Yeah, and I think that's it. In the meantime, Jonas and Darek will, as usual, our beautiful men will do some overpaints. So we will switch to them as we go. So Alex, I have shared your screen.
Okay.
Yeah, and one more thing. If you're watching us and you have some questions, please type them in into the chat, and I will pick them up from there.
I have a question. Is Level Up live right now? Because I have my YouTube page open and it's the logo.
I think it's live, but my screen sharing went like failed, and I think it was on the logo. Okay, so but we are live, so,
Okay, so
your screen should be visible. Yeah, we are just 2 minutes, in the past, so.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool.
It's like what was 2 minutes before? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I can start, right?
Yeah, just go ahead. I will pick questions from my chat,
cool.
and we will.
So today I'm gonna do like a character demo. I like to start with a A4 size page. It's pretty big. It's more than enough, like, for starters. And right from the bat, I'm creating a new layer because I like to have my sketch on a separate layer. I don't like to mix it with the background or stuff like that. And I'm painting with basically the default round brush right now. I'm not trying to be precise or anything.
So you're just scribbling.
When I'm doing like a character, I'm thinking at the posture that this character will have, like the gesture, and I don't want to have the line of the shoulders and the line of the hips parallel, because if you have them parallel, you will have like a stiff pose. It's gonna be like this. So yeah, it's gonna be boring basically.
That's something from the old masters, right? The contrapposto.
Yeah, the contrapposto. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so starting like this might have some certain effects on the torso. For example, in the area where the distance is smaller, you're gonna have a pinch in the torso, right? And on the other side, you're gonna have a stretch. So basically, you're gonna have like a broken line and a kind of straight line. Okay, good. This also adds like a curve, a C curve that's very organic and nice to see in the human body. Okay. And from the torso, I mean from the, I don't know how to call it, let's call it vagina. You will go down with the leg. Usually where in the area where the hip is higher, that's the leg that holds the entire weight of the body, right? Okay.
So I think you are basing like all the stuff you're telling about. Is it coming from Michael Hampton's book called Figure Drawing Design and Invention? Have you seen that book?
I don't know.
Can you get a bit closer to the microphone, Wojtek? Because it sounds like you're in a cave far away.
Because I'm in the cave far away. I'm in Poland. Okay, let me just...
In your cave in Poland.
Exactly. Is it better right now?
What was the question?
I was asking you if you have seen the book, Michael Hampton's Design and Invention.
I've heard about it, but yeah, I never get a chance to see it.
Basically, the process of like drawing the basic model and stuff is the same. He's basing like the pinches, the S curves, and like the weight leg. It's basically the same idea. So it's really cool to see it in action. So yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the leg that supports the weight will also like raise the hip. So the other leg, I mean, you can notice now the knee in this leg. It's at this height, right? The other knee will go lower because right now this part is more raised than the other one. So you basically have the same length, but right now the same length goes from this point, right? So your knee will be basically bent down. And now you have two options. Like either you bend the knee like towards the back or towards the front. But I'm gonna do it towards the back because towards the front looks like super stupid.
So this kind of process looks pretty calculated and accurate as you do. You start with the strokes or mostly with line art?
Yeah, I start with a scribbly line art. I mean, I can change everything, but I noticed like a really important part to the right is the torso, like because on the torso you get to put the hands, and change the entire body language, right? Or the head or the legs, you know. And okay, sorry, I'm not used to talking like.
Sure, man. If you want to take some time,
usually I'm faster, like when I'm building the pose or something like this. But yeah, right now I'm trying also to explain what I'm doing. Okay, so now I'm putting the head, hands. I'm not worrying too much about proportions because I'm gonna rescale everything. I usually take the lasso tool. I press L button to get the shortcut for the lasso tool, and then I select what I want and press V. And if you don't have these brackets or anchor points showing, you can go to Window, Options, and choose Show Transform Controls, and that will allow you to see that thing. And now, if you hold Shift, you will maintain the aspect ratio. Yeah, the proportion. And yeah, that's how I like will move the stuff. Okay. So usually, like something like this is more than enough for starting like the body for me. And I would drop the opacity on this thing. It's like super rough, as you can see. I don't think I needed like more detailed than this because I'm gonna go over it once again, and yeah.
So you have initially the idea of the pose, or you are doing it on air?
Sorry?
So do you have the idea of the pose previously before you start painting, or?
No, I just wanted to start with this kind of thing because I kind of always see, and I kind of always did that parallel torso, like, and not torso, shoulders and hips. So yeah, I wanted to point this out, like how you can bring some more dynamism in your figure. Okay, so I'm gonna try to fix the anatomy now. Now I'll think at the symmetry of the body. Okay, so Here in the middle where clavicles meet, you'll have the pit of the neck. I'm gonna put in the shoulders. As you can see, I'm working on one side and then on the other.
Mm-hmm. So symmetrically apply like sections of the body, right? Okay.
Here
and
a crest.
I remember you have been posting these mind-blowing amounts of studies you did, like a figure drawings, and that's possible that you are not referencing to anything right now because you have such a good visual library right now.
Time you kind of build your visual library. I mean, I still do anatomy studies after pictures every day. Like, it's not enough to do like once a week or stuff like that. You have to do it constantly because, or from a real life model. But since I can't do that because there's basically no art community where I live, yeah, I have to stick with my photos and stuff. And if you're wondering where I'm getting my reference at, I mean for anatomy and gestures and stuff like that, you can go to a super cool website called quickposes.com.
Oh, nice. All right, let me post it. quickposes.com. So
in there you have like all these kind of schedules that you can do. They will give you a diploma if you do more than 30 hours of gestures. It's like a contest and it's super fun.
Awesome. I didn't know about that site. So
I get the question a lot. Where do you take your where do you do these studies from?
Yeah, exactly. So for how long are you working on the studying? Like every week? Do you work like every day, every single day, even though you have work? Do you study every day? How is it working for you?
I'm working like well, I start my day at around 9. I used to do it at 6, but I can't do it anymore. I'm old. But yeah, usually I start my day at 9. I start with some physical exercises, like because yeah, I also have like a spine problem and I need to do constant exercise in order not to aggravate it and stuff like that. So yeah, I will start with eating probably something really fast and doing some quick exercises, and then I jump into Photoshop and I'll do like 1 hour of gestures.
This is sort of a warm-up.
Yeah, right? That's sort of a warm-up. So 1 hour of gestures. Fuck. Sorry, it's so hard to focus.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so 1 hour of gestures. Then I do 1 hour of those studies that you see. Like I'm studying armor and stuff.
Yeah. I've seen those.
Okay. I use those to build up my visual library. I mean, everyone has that question, like, how can you learn how to draw cool things? And I had it too, and I realized I'm not studying design as I should. And I take my time. Like for example, I go on Tumblr. Let's open up a browser and just type armor Tumblr, and you don't need to click on these links with www.tumblr.com. You have to click on the ones that start with with the keywords and then tumblr.com, right? Okay, so let's see. You might find blogs like this that are kind of stupid. Sorry, I hope it's not any one of the viewers. But I'm talking about the blogs with actual pictures. So yeah, I'll download these images and then I keep them open and I study like how this shoulder pad looks like, not shoulder pad, elbow pad. What's the graphics on it? Can I make a brush texture out of this kind of stuff? And yeah, I also write down super obvious stuff that I see, like this shoulder pad is made out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts, and the parts are connected each one with 2 bolts. You have a graphic on the top part of the shoulder pad, yet the rest is simple cut in half cylinder. So I write every little stupid thing that I can think of because I realized I'm paying more attention when I'm writing stuff down. Okay, and yeah, after doing those kind of studies, you kind of build up a visual library. And that allows you to go into the next step of the drawing, basically designing. And right now I'm gonna, again, take like a big brush and I'm gonna try to build up the design.
So do you always draw like a basic body
Yeah,
underneath, and then you apply the design on top, right?
yeah, exactly.
Wojtek, you're in your cave again.
No,
Damn it, I don't know what it is. Is it better now?
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're just laying back and really
No, no,
far
no.
from the microphone or something.
No. It was covered by my stand-up for a laptop. It was really covering it, so it should be okay right now. Go ahead, Alex. Go ahead.
Okay.
You can just jump back in, yeah.
So now I'm quickly designing. I'm not trying to be careful or anything because I'll do a cleanup drawing. So right now I'm thinking at how can I make this thing cool? How can I connect the elements in between them, like in a way that I never did it before? So I'm gonna think of like, okay, I have metal parts, I have leather parts, cloth, and stuff like that. And well, first of all, like for the armor to stand on the body, you need to like tie it with like straps and stuff like that. You can, for example, attach like leather parts like to bolts and stuff, and connect and wrap around, for example.
So this is basically your knowledge from studying.
Yeah, and it's all like all in my head. I only like think at certain things that I've saw like in these like studies that I've done, and I'm kind of like trying to come up with a visual language and try to fit them all inside of a like design like this. Okay, you can add like those things that hang down like the gladiators used to have. For example, this is like if you take it apart, it's like just a rectangle. But what can you do with this rectangle in order to make it cool? One, you can connect it to the other rectangle with some chains, or you can put like decorations on it, like rounded or square or whatever buttons. You can add like a weight at the bottom in order to keep it down, because yeah, I mean, I kind of saw it. I don't know why they used to put weights down, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm trying to think what I can do with my elements that I'm adding in here.
Oh, and I think the person who made the Tumblr is here. So.
Oh, awesome! Nice to meet you, man. Like you're. Oh, the Tumblr. Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, no worries, I'm just.
No, I didn't mean it's stupid. I mean it's like it doesn't have photos, and I was looking for a photo. Now I feel like a jerk. I'm
no
so
worries,
sorry,
man. It's all good.
What are the odds, though?
Yeah, right now I feel like an ass.
You're not.
Okay,
You're doing like.
Okay, let's add some cloth.
So, while drawing these shapes, do you think like of because I see you applying like a big resting area right now, which is that cloth, right? And then you have a lot of detail on the shoulders and stuff like that. How do you think about amount of details, and where should you put an interest to on that kind of stuff? Is it like intuitive right now for you, or does it take
I
some
kind of
mental
look at it and I try to decide, okay, here it's too much or here is not enough, or I don't have like a proper like way to judge if it's enough. Sometimes I entirely fuck up the drawing because I'm adding too much stuff. And if you like saw my kind of when I started doing this kind of drawings a while ago on Facebook, the so-called blind guardians, I think I used to add too much. I mean I saw this artwork like these days with fresh eyes, and oh man, what was I thinking? How could I add so much stuff that makes so much like yeah, it doesn't make sense. But
you mean these line drawings you did with like the straps and stuff like that that were really over like there was tons of design ideas in there. These are drawing like you are doing right now, right? You have posted it like 1 month ago, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I really enjoyed those. I thought it was really a cool idea, like all these straps and like stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, but on some of them I went too much. Like I tried too much basically, and it ended up like looking like a bit weird. And also I didn't have that body language that I kind of wanted to have. Like for example, in this one I'm much more happy that I used to be on the other ones. Because it feels more natural. It feels like this is like a human person. The other ones were kind of stiff guys. And,
so there's a question on the chat to you about the equipment. What can you tell about like the tablet you are using, the stuff that is that you are using for setting up your work area?
Okay, I bought last year a powerful laptop because I used to have desktop PC, but I mean always when I try to like go out and or try to get a vacation, I was bummed out because I cannot work and stuff like that. So I said, okay, I'm gonna buy a powerful laptop, so I will have always with me like a working machine that I can do my work on no matter where I am. And I'm happy that I did that because yeah, you know, like when you're going in Easter vacation or Christmas, visiting your family, you might have some work to do and
freelance life, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know what processor I have on the damn thing, but I have 32 gigs of RAM, and that's what I was looking for. Like, the more RAM, the better.
Exactly. Because
sorry?
That's a lot for a laptop.
Yeah, it is. But I kind of bought it. There were many laptops with 16 gigs of RAM, and this one was, I don't know why it was cheaper. And yeah, I got it. Like, the truth is that I had like a problem with it as soon as I opened the box, but yeah, they fixed it. So it was like not booting sometimes. So.
Okay, so you probably feel the difference in like fluency of work in Photoshop. So it's probably easier for you to work on these really complicated illustrations with tons of layers, because later on, I think you will like make selections of the certain parts of the art more than you will fill them in, and there will be plenty of layers to work with. So basically, the RAM is helping with you with that. Am I right?
You're in the cave again, third time.
I'm in a cave. Oh, damn it! What the hell is wrong? Let's see. Cave. Oh, damn it.
This reminds me of the early level up sessions where Darek is like talking right into the microphone for an hour and then it goes like in another room.
Also, as you can see, I flip a lot. It really helps me to see if what I'm doing is kind of right. I don't know, like, whenever I'm doing a design like this, I cannot tell if it's right or wrong unless like do it, and then I go away for like 2 hours or so, and then come back to see it. So I'm sorry if it won't look that good in the end. Usually I take more time to kind of see it with a fresh eye.
Right, let me pick some questions.
Okay.
If I'm not in the cave anymore. Jonas, am I in the cave?
No, you're fine now.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, and to answer the question, I'm using an Intel 4. I mean, and one extra monitor. So I have the monitor from the laptop, another monitor, and I'm using an Intel 4 and the Razer Nostromo for shortcuts.
Yeah, I was thinking about buying Nostromo.
Yeah,
it looked really
I
cool.
think you sent me a message on Facebook a while ago, and I was like, yeah, dude, do it.
Yeah, I ended up not buying it because I don't know. I think I forgot about it, but I think I will reconsider doing that because it's just much more easier to work with it, isn't it? Right. So actually, you apply like your custom shortcuts to it, and it fits perfectly into your hand. It's really convenient to work with it. You don't have to like move your hand all the time.
Yeah, like a customized keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. So for how long are you working on that Nostromo thing?
I don't know. I saw like Mike Darken, if you know him. I mean,
Yeah.
I think everyone knows him. He did like a review on his website, I think, and I thought, oh, that sounds kind of cool. Let's try to see how that works. And I bought one, and I'm so happy that I did. I cut down my time so much by using this thing because I don't know, maybe some people that are watching right now will run into epilepsy because I'm zooming in, flipping, like undoing and stuff like that that moves too fast, and that's all due to the Razer because I have everything at my left hand, like every shortcut that I need.
You don't have to click with your second hand.
No, with my other hand, I'm just like holding the pen. And okay, I'm gonna talk a bit again about the design. Right now, I'm gonna try to to add like a samurai helmet. I've been studying a lot of like samurai helmets because I didn't want it to, but they were like the next picture in the row of my morning studies of armor. So there were like a lot of samurai helmets, and I kind of developed a bit of knowledge about them. I still don't know like how they're built or anything, but I kind of know what elements they have. So I'm gonna. Some of them will have like this kind of medallion in front. Some of them have horns. They can be attached like in front where the actual medallion is right now. They can be like straight at the top. They can have like a shape like this. They can go on sides like so. This is what I'm talking about when you're doing those kinds of study. You kind of study stuff that you think you know, and you try to observe what's different. Okay, I studied like 5 different helmets or whatever, but what was different about them? For example, one maybe didn't have this circle in front. Maybe one had like a spike and some weird mouse ears and some feathers or whatever. And on the sides, I mean, you would get on the sides some like weird horns. And yeah, that's what I'm trying with those studies, like to see what can I do and when can I do it.
Awesome. Yeah, this is basically the for people who are not doing studies, I would just recommend doing those. It's amazing how much actually can you learn, but by just doing them, it surprised me when I started to do them like 3 years ago, how much actually stays in your head after you practice and think about everything you are doing, and basically it just stays in your head for some time, and if you will keep practicing, you will build up a strong foundation for the thing you will do later. Like you see, Negrea is doing like a crazy complicated, like it's looking complicated, but we have seen how he designed it from the beginning. He's creating it from scratch with no reference, which is just
Yeah, like I
mind-blowing
have
for me.
all those images. I mean, not all of them. I kind of forget, and that's the beauty of it. You kind of forget stuff, but you also like end up like kit bashing. It's like the guys in 3D like that use ZBrush or whatever. They take like kit models and they start to kit bash it in ZBrush, and then they do this cool paint over. So yeah, you end up like having a lot of material in your head, and
You're basically kid bashing in your
yeah.
head. You have like all these models in your head because you have drawn them for so many times while studying, and yeah, and then you forget, and then you draw. Nice.
Okay.
Is it the Razer laptop that you have?
No, I have a Asus G75V.
Okay, G75B. Alright, I will look it up. I'm also looking for a new computer, and I think I will go for a laptop.
I mean, I don't think it's in production anymore, this one, but I think they
Okay.
have other ones.
Yeah, I noticed that they stopped making super powerful laptops for some reason. Now it's all touchscreen stuff and Windows 8 and all that crap. And then to keep them
Yeah,
in
I
the
have
same
Windows
price
8 on
range.
this piece of shit, and I hate it.
Yeah, and they're just turning down on like the hardware because they want to, keep the prices at the same level. But you have like all this touchscreen and built-in pads, crap. It's just I find it really good to have laptops actually, so that you can move around and do stuff. It's pretty amazing.
Jonas, there's a question. Will you provide some recipes today?
Some what?
Recipes? Am I pronouncing it right? Recipes?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Ways to do things.
Recipes?
Oh, recipes?
Yeah, for food, like you did last week.
Maybe. Let me think about it.
Something with beer,
Something with beer.
Or vodka.
I only know a recipe with beer, actually. I know recipes with wine and with vodka.
Okay. Okay, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Let me think about it, because I'm focusing on the overpaint right now. Bad
Okay.
excuse.
Really bad excuse.
Lamest excuse ever.
Question. Negrea, what do you think about photo reference studies? Do you think it's good to get some idea about values with it?
Yeah, sure. I used to do that. I mean, I don't know if you saw, like, when I joined the Crimson Daggers, there were those Golden Boys competitions, and you were required to do, like, studies. And I was doing, like, these small, like, swatches of, like, here I would paint some, like, branches, and here some grass. And basically what I was looking for is to learn how the values work and how the colors work. So I basically was learning about values and colors in order to apply them in my painting. So definitely, like, it's impossible to know stuff in the beginning, so everyone should use reference in the beginning. Like, try not to copy it, try to understand it. That's why I think it's really important to write down stuff, because you'll have some info, and then you combine all those pieces of information in your head, and you're gonna end up with your style in the end by combining stuff.
Are you shooting your own references?
Sometimes.
Hmm.
For example, I think my Facebook profile picture is me with a gun. I shot that for on illustrations that I was doing. I was supposed to do a guy in a suit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't use that particular picture, but yeah, sometimes I shoot my own reference.
All right.
Yeah. Shooting your own reference is
And the weird part
like
is
a
I don't
great.
have lights, like, so I can set them up as I want to. I use them mostly for how the folds in the cloth work, or what's the position of the hands or the head or whatever. Okay. So yeah, this would be like a rough drawing for what I'm about to do next, and that's clean the drawing, this kind of drawing. Also, I forgot to do this because I'm a bit nervous, but I usually like make my background a bit darker because that white fucking burns my eyes, and I have news for you guys. If you like fuck up your eyes in this industry, you're kind of like pointless.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So try to save your vision as much as you can. Okay, so now is the part that I hate the most, the portrait. I'm super nervous each time I paint portraits or draw them.
But man, I love the way you paint faces. They're like idealized and.
Well, I love the way you do it. So, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I often look at artists that can do them like so easy, and
Like
but
Wojtek.
I know the answer of my problem. Like I should do more studies of portraits, but yeah,
Exactly.
sometimes there's too much on my plate and I can do everything that I want to do. I end up usually like wishing for another 10 more hours in the day every day, because I have like a list of things that I want to do during the day, and each element on that list is basically 1 hour, and usually there are 8 hours in my day, but I sometimes end up like wanting to do like more work, or but I feel tired, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm also like writing a list for what I want to do during the day, and then I realized that I've done like 4 of them, just because I was just so into the stuff I was doing, that I wish I could have like 10 hours more to do all of it. Yeah, and I mean, it's not work. It's like studies, researching, experiments in like 3D or I don't know, just regular 2D studies. Yeah, I just wish we had some more time. Or maybe I can just find a way not to lose so much time anymore, because that's also the case, like time management.
Thinking, more working.
that's only like to you, man. I'm not drinking.
No. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well, at least you guys can do that stuff because you're at home all day. I have to go to work every day, and then I come back at like 7 in the evening, and I have a few hours left.
Yeah.
So for me, it's impossible.
In-house job is so much different. It changes the entire day to something different.
Yeah.
But still, there are plenty of good points of having an in-house job. We were talking about it with Jonas, and he said that he learned so much more while he was working in-house than he was a freelancer. Yeah. So basically, I think it just makes you. Yeah, go ahead.
You learn stuff that you maybe wouldn't research by yourself because you're forced to research other stuff. I mean, like if you're by yourself, obviously you know, like Alex is doing, he's like, okay, I'm going to research armors now and this and that. But sometimes for a specific job, you have to research something that you never thought about, or people provide you images that you would have never found yourself. I found a lot of images at work, reference images that come from books rather than from Google or the internet, that you can just not find online, and they're invaluable. Some of them, just I like my reference folder just exploded after I started working in house with just awesome stuff that I probably would have never found otherwise.
Yeah, that's the thing. Company have resources, and company have people that you wouldn't. I think you wouldn't meet if you weren't working in house. So you make connections. You learn tons of stuff because you can just like walk through the studio and just take a look at, like, go talk to people, ask questions, and see how I don't know how the rigging works, how the different like 3D stuff works, or I don't know, different departments. It depends on the studio, but still.
Yeah.
Alex,
Yep.
question. You have a really smooth line strokes. Does that come with years of practice, or do you use a program like Lazy Nezumi?
I use Photoshop, and I was born this way with smooth lines in my hand. No, I'm kidding. Like, I don't know if you watch my like studies. Like, I've done tons of drawings, and in the beginning my line was kind of shit, and I still think it's like kind of shit. But the only way to improve it, you have to do it, and a lot. There's that 10,000 hours rule. Like, probably you don't need 10,000 hours to do like a super clean drawing, but yeah, like do it as much as you can if your goal is to improve your line quality. Otherwise, I mean, I don't have any other trick that I'm using. I had the same question a few years ago, and yeah, like no one was able to answer it for me because there's no secret. It's like just doing the stuff as much as you can. Don't feel discouraged. Keep on pushing, no matter how hard it is. Like,
It's
that's
the
the
brush
problem with people and that don't evolve. They, as soon as they found a problem, they stop like trying, and instead of like trying to resolve that problem. And that makes the difference between a winner and a loser. You know, like in the end, the winner probably had the same problem, but it kept on going at it as like hard as he could. Like, and yeah, no one will do it for you. You have to do it on your own.
Don't
Sorry.
give up.
Yeah, that's something that
I
I
went
would
on a rant.
also tell to people is that it's not just about talent and all that stuff. It's really about persistence and discipline. These things are the most important because this is what makes you push through. And like you say, that's very correct. It separates the losers from the winners. You know, everyone's human. Everyone sort of has the same limitations, but it's sort of about your mindset. Really, rather, you know, like not giving up as soon as you encounter an obstacle. Just sort of keep pushing through, and then you'll get there. And having a positive attitude about it, you know, like when you make a mistake, rather than being like, oh, I suck and just I'm gonna give up and do something else, like try to see it as an opportunity to learn. Like, why is it not working? Analyze it, and you can learn so much from that. Actually, sometimes you learn more from failing than you do from succeeding. Like that's like, for example, why I think it's important when you do paintings to get out of your comfort zone once in a while, because once you find a comfort zone in painting certain things, it's just easy and it just becomes like repetition, but you're not really learning anything anymore. You gotta try different stuff to sort of keep ahead, you know.
It's true. That's so true, man. Alex, I see you're applying like a third layer of line work. So basically, your first layer is like really rough
Yeah.
body. Then you are rough. The second
And
layer
that's
is
one
like
of the most important layers, that really rough. Without that, like, no matter how cool the design is, if you do like a T-pose for modeling, it kind of loses in like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of default and doesn't say anything about the character.
okay. Then the second layer is like a rough
The second
design.
layer, you kind of clean up that drawing. The third layer, I mean, that's the way I do it. Is, I mean, not the right way or the wrong way or whatever. There's no right way or wrong way. Wrong way is the way you're used to do it. But yeah, I'm used to do like every time I'm doing like a rough sketch and then I'm cleaning it. Maybe I'll clean it another time if it's still not clear enough for me. But as soon as it's clear enough for me, I will jump into selections and rendering. So yeah.
So you call that drawing a bad face, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, go fuck
It's
yourself.
not hot enough. I don't know, like when I used to work in a company, my producer was always asking me the question, would you fuck that girl or not? I mean, based on her face. I know it sounds stupid, and that's why I didn't say who this guy is or what company it was. But yeah, it's all about like, I mean, yeah, especially for
I
games
find
and
it a
stuff.
bit
Like,
boring sometimes.
huh?
I find it a bit boring sometimes that people always look so perfect, not only in games but in movies and stuff as well.
Yeah,
Like I don't know, like, sometimes you just need an ugly person. It's just more interesting. It's more character, you know. Like for example, when I'm doing live drawing, we get a lot of girls with perfect bodies, so to speak. I find them so boring to draw. Like I know how to draw, a Daz looking body, like there's nothing interesting about it. And every time we get something that's a bit different, like someone who's maybe older or fatter or skinnier or something like that, I just learn a ton more. And you can just see like how much variety there is in real humans that makes them interesting.
yeah, definitely.
Like you see a lot that people draw the same faces, and like you see a lot in Japanese stuff, like Japanese games and stuff, that everyone has the same face. But like there are so many beautiful faces in real life, like for guys and girls, but they're still totally different. They have these slight deviations from the sort of perfect proportions, but they're still very beautiful, and that's something I feel that artists, fail to capture a lot of times. Like they always have to go back to these perfect proportions, which is like the doll face, like the perfect proportion between every face element. And it's kind of a pity, I think, sometimes.
So I kind of reached the hand area. I kind of need like more than one pass over the hands because hands are kind of hard for me also.
Feet, man. I hate drawing feet. They're the worst.
Feet are kind of okay for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not know how to draw feet. I mean like bare feet. Not shoes, but like,
I think I mean, yeah, I can then draw them perfectly, but yeah, I feel like hands like kill me more than the feet.
Yeah.
So
I usually don't draw the feet, so.
I was actually thinking, why do people hate drawing hands or feet or noses or eyes or whatever? I think it's just it's obvious. It's because they don't know what it is really, how the structure works. They like Negrea, I think, would said they didn't have, right. So yeah, sometimes you just need to go ahead and make yourself a challenge. Just draw like 1,000 feet, just 1,000 feet, and yeah.
It's a matter of understanding it, how it works and how it looks in different angles.
Yeah, the structure.
Yeah,
exactly.
The muscles and.
Alex, I really like your workflow because I think it's very self-explanatory. It's like you see what you are doing, and it's really easy to understand it. Like there's an easy sequence to follow. Like first, you like draw a body in a decent position, then something on top of it, then refine a sketch, and I think you will proceed with more of these really understandable steps that I think more people could apply to their work, because it's really it's a really flexible workflow. You can basically render out and draw whatever you want, if you are of course experienced enough. But still, I find it really effective, the whole workflow. This is a workflow you apply to the Applibot cards, right?
Yeah.
So basically, all of your illustrations go in the same way.
Yeah.
Right? The same. Okay. I've seen some of your YouTube videos when you did like studies and stuff like that. You were going much faster into the shapes and color in there. You just did like a rough drawing and then.
Because with those studies, I already have the thing that I'm supposed to draw in front of my face, so I don't really care that much about the line drawing.
Okay.
But for this, I mean, I'm not one of those guys that can render from values or whatever. I can't read that well into the happy accidents, you know. So that's why I'm doing like much more clean line drawing to help me see like the final product. And even like this, I will end up changing some of the elements because sometimes I cannot see stuff as it is until I add the values.
So what about drawing the environment? Because I know obviously with
I hate
characters it's
environments, but I mean,
So,
I
like,
hate them because I don't want to use pictures. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with using pictures, but I try as much as I can. Even though, like, the picture that you showed, like the first thing you showed on this stream from me, I used some pictures on that one. But I usually try not to use pictures because, yeah, I want to understand what I'm drawing. But using pictures makes you so much faster, and I know if I would use pictures for backgrounds, I would be so much faster, but it doesn't feel right for me. And yeah, I'm not encouraging anyone to not use pictures. If you feel like using pictures, use them. No one will like knock at your door and say, "Hey, what the fuck? This is an illustration. Like, you have to paint everything." No, it's not gonna happen. If you need to use pictures, use them. But yeah, for me, it doesn't feel right. I don't know why. I try to use them, but I end up like always like regretting at the end. Even though like sometimes I get more successful images and people appreciate them more.
Yeah, again, it comes with practice. I mean, the problem with using photos is that you tend to limit yourself to the design of the photo, and it's very easy to get stuck into it and not know how to break out of that sort of the limitation that it gives you. But then again, you see that some artists are just amazing photo bashers, and they don't even use pictures of whatever it's going to represent. They can use just pictures of other random stuff and turn it into something. So it really just comes down on how you use it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really jealous about the guys that can use photos. And I saw once a tutorial from Dylan Cole like about matte painting. Man, that guy knows how to use photos. And if I could do that as efficient as him, oh, I would bust out like illustrations like super fast. But yeah, I'm so stubborn.
It's just a different tool, right? You have to know how to use it to make it effective. Like Jonas was really good at working with photos, basically because he works it at MPC and he did it for I think years right now, and still he can paint, can like draw it, paint with photos, paint over photos, whatever. Doesn't make any difference if you have a good foundation. It's just another tool.
When I used to work in studio, I was using photos too because I mean, in their environment, work environment, it's super fucking hard to finish a task in like 8 hours, and that task would take you like probably 2 days to render by hand.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt to your environment.
Yeah, and if you have the feeling that you can draw it, it's it's no problem to use the photos to just fasten your process, I guess. That works for me if I am aware that I would paint it all by hand, but if I can use the photos to make it a bit faster or even more faster, I just use it. So
yeah, I think it's also, for me personally, it's like doing research while you're working. So you use a photo of like an architectural element, and then you see how that architectural element is designed, and then you paint other elements in your environment with the same sort of shape language, and that way you're sort of learning as you do it.
Yeah. And it's of course that also how you use it. If you want to enrich something or add some colors into it and enrich your palette, it's all right. But yeah, it's also based on the technique you use. If you have to do some matte paint with the real place, you have to use the plate that is already existing. But if you want to enrich something with the photos, it's also right. So in your personal pictures, so it's just only speed up the process.
So I was wondering, how much does it? Oh, sorry, Jonas. Go ahead. You were about to.
No, I just wanted to add that I find that when you're doing production work, I don't know so much about games because those tend to turn into 3D assets, but when you're working on film, definitely in post-production, clients always they always want stuff to look photoreal, and it's almost impossible to paint anything anymore these days just because they want that super photoreal. So you either have to model and render in 3D or do photo manipulation. Like there's very little room for actual real painting anymore because yeah, they'll just say like, yeah, it's really nice, but it looks painterly.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's look photoreal. So Wojtek, you were going to say something.
I was just wondering how much time does it take to make the illustration that looks finished to? I mean, let's say it's in the card that you did for Applibot, that kind of a finish. How much time with this approach does it take you?
Well, depends. I mean, depends how fast they reply, or they used to reply because I don't work with them anymore.
But let's say just pure rendering. If I don't know, the illustration is only for yourself. Let's say minus the time for like talking to client, just a pure work.
Probably like
Photoshop, like
40 hours.
40 hours. All right. So it's like a week of work constantly.
Yeah.
Right. But then a client on your on the like that you have to send work in progress shots. It's like almost 2 weeks or a week and a half. Something
yeah,
like
probably
that,
like
right?
that.
Mm-hmm. So, in during which steps you send the work in progress stuff to the client?
Well,
how does it work?
No matter what the client is, I usually do a few sketches. Like line art sketches like this. Maybe I add a little color on them or stuff like that, and they choose their favorite composition or their favorite character, or they tell me, okay, I want the helmet from A, the background from B, and the pose from C, or whatever. And yeah, after I get that, I start to do the final line drawing. I mean, the one that I'm going to use for the final illustration. And yeah, after that, I do selections and rendering. The rendering part takes the most time. So yeah.
Do you enjoy that part, or do you think it's boring?
It depends. I mean, I kind of hate card art because, I mean, especially card art that it's with iterations and you have to paint the same character twice or whatever. Because I'm usually happy on the basic card, and then like I'm tired of the subject and I want to do something else. I get bored really easily doing the same thing over and over again.
It's like a 21st century kind of problem, I think, in general. No patience.
Yeah, it's not that I don't have patience, but yeah, I feel like I could do something else with that time. I mean, it's the same character. Probably it won't end up looking the same or better as the first one because I lose my hype.
Yeah.
But yeah, like.
But I feel like the internet age has given us a really short attention span. You know, like we want everything to be fast.
Yeah, like the old masters used to spend like 1 year on a painting, and like we spend more than 1 day. We're like, oh fuck, spent so much time on it. LOL.
They did like a handful in their entire lives, and you know, we want to knock out stuff so quickly. Otherwise, we just get bored of it.
Okay, I'm gonna try to speed up a bit. I'm a little behind the schedule here. I was trying to finish this in 1 hour, the final line drawing.
Alex, I was also thinking about the color panel you have open right now. How do you stretch it so it's more horizontal?
Description. So I use Photoshop CC and or CS6. They're kind of the same. I don't know the difference between them. But yeah, if you go to help and I think somewhere around here you can update, or
Okay.
yeah, you can click updates, and yeah, if you update it to the last version, it will have like a button that will allow you to.
Yeah, you can be a little more precise with sliders because I still use them. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, since we're here, I'm using RGB. Most of the people use HSB. I like to use RGB because it adds a bit more variation into the colors when you're using them. If I'm moving one slider, you're actually moving all three sliders of the HSB if you would compare it to that, you know. So that means color variation. And here on the bottom, you see I have this grayscale ramp. If you shift and click on that thing, it will cycle to the current color from the darkest version to the lightest version. I think this is the RGB spectrum, the CMYK spectrum, and the grayscale. Yes. So I'm keeping it on the grayscale because it's hard in RGB to have all the sliders in the same position. That's when you have a grayscale, you know. And if I click on this thing, it gives me a gray, basically. Okay. So yeah, and also if you want to learn about how RGB works,
yeah, we already shared the Linrans tutorial. I think that's the one you're probably going to refer to.
Yeah, that one.
And I already discovered the difference between CS6 and CC because I cannot stretch my color palette like that, the way that you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried it and I was so frustrated. How can I do it? And I managed to stretch it because I docked it to the like layer panel, and then I stretched the layer panel and stretched with that. But then the sliders didn't stretch. Yeah.
Yeah, and also what's nice about CC is that when you right-click, you can actually get the direction of your brush thing. Like you can change the brush direction. You don't have to go into the brush panel. That's something that CS6 really misses. Cause I like changing the.
What do you mean with brushes?
So when you just right-click when you're on a brush, you get your little pop-up thing. Yeah, see, you've got the little wheel on the top left.
Oh yeah.
The brush. Yeah, that doesn't exist in CS6. We only have size and hardness.
Yeah. Well, I honestly don't use that much. That thing.
Yeah, well, like if you're using custom brushes a lot, it's super handy. Like for example, I have a lot of smoke brushes, and they're very very horizontal. But then if you turn them vertical, for example, they become like waterfall brushes or stuff like that. I mean, it's nice to play around with, get different effects.
Let me look up for some questions. So. Looking for some. Oh, actually, there's not so many questions in the chat.
Yeah, people are more talking about the stuff that we're talking about, which is also nice, I guess.
Yeah, which is cool.
We can maybe switch to my screen in a bit.
Yeah, so that's the thing I was thinking of. So I would just switch so people can see your face with glasses, and then I will switch back to Alex. Sorry.
Have you already switched?
Yeah, just for a tiny second. Now I'm back to Alex. Just let me know when you're ready.
No, I'm ready. I'm just wearing these glasses because I'm trying to hide my eyes because I am absolutely off my face on vodka right now. So.
Oh snap! That's so professional.
Super professional. That's why I'm getting paid for this.
Oh snap!
Okay, so tell me if you can see my screen.
Yep.
Okay. So this is a painting by Sebastian Leon Silva, if I'm saying that right. This is the first time that I say the name of the artist.
That's
that I'm doing an
beautiful.
overpaint of. And the funny thing is, it's the first time that I knew the name, but Sebastian was very smart to write his name here. So he probably knew that I would be too drunk to remember. So he wrote it there as a reminder. Thank you for that. Okay, so Sebastian's got this sort of derelict hallway thing that he painted here, which I quite like. It's quite nice and dark. I think it's a little bit too dark, and it could use some extra points of light. I changed it quite a bit, but so maybe that was not the intention. But yeah, I think it would be better like this. So I'll just quickly show my overpaint. So this is my overpaint version. It's a lot brighter. I know it's like way brighter. So it's a different mood that we're selling, but I just think here we're just lacking seeing anything.
It's already more depth in it.
Yeah, there's just see like if I zoom out, we can just see more that it's like a room or a corridor or something that's going a bit deeper. And it's just nice to play with highlights and reflections. I think my reflection is probably too bright here, because you sort of have to pick on a. I guess this would be a reflection rather than light coming in, because I would say that the light is coming in more from the left-hand side, as you can see here. But the fun thing, if you add more light sources, is that you can add more bounce lights. So you can see I've got a little bit of a bounce light here going on the wall, and that always looks quite nice. I've got a bit of bounce light going on the roof and on these tiles and stuff here, and just added a bit more. I quite like this blue fridge. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a fridge. It's probably a locker, but I turned it into a fridge. Sorry. But just nice to have like a color accent. I would probably add some more color accents in there if I had some more time. And yeah, it's a cool theme because I love urban exploration. I love urbex kind of stuff. But I think the main problem was that that Sebastian didn't really try to use his full value range. So this looks just unfinished to me, but actually everything's kind of in the right place. It's just not rendered enough. Like you need much sharper highlights coming from outside, because if you're in such a dark place, the exposure from outside would be super bright. Even if you're not using a camera, even for your eyes, the light outside would be almost white. Like you would just get like a tiny hint of maybe trees or something outside. But this is just way too dark. I mean, if I look at this value, like wow, I'm like almost in the shadows. I'm not even in the midtones, and this is still like way far away. So this just really needs to brighten it up a bit, and play with some reflections. Actually, usually surfaces are not super reflective in these kind of environments because it's quite dirty and there's a lot of dirt and grim everywhere. But am I still on? Or did I get kicked out?
Yes, you do.
It's just so silent. Okay.
We're listening, man.
So yeah, and yeah, just adding something in the background just gives it more depth because it just doesn't read here. But I think Sebastian wanted to do a long corridor, which I kind of broke up. But then you could just go in and paint your your second light, just something in the back to to sell that depth, and we know the size of this window and we know the size of this door. So if you repeat that and scale it down, matching the perspective, you will get the feeling of something going depth. But this just looks like a black hole to me, unless that's what you're going for, if it's like a horror thing or something. But I think it just works nicer if you have some more light sources in there to play with. And maybe try using some photo textures. I think he did though. But yeah, just maybe add a little bit more interest to certain areas. And, yeah, that's about all I can say about it.
Awesome, very informative. Yeah, I think these two, like the door and another window that you have introduced, it really creates much more interest than it's had before. But it's maybe not what Sebastian was going for, but maybe
No.
I don't know what was. Yeah, I don't know what was his the brief, but still, it's about the cool picture. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
And
if
it's
it's
about,
yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
sorry. No, go ahead, Darek.
Even if it's shaded, it's cool to go into the midtones like you did in here, because it's just immediately gives more depth and more dimension into the picture, even if it's all shaded. So yeah.
Yeah,
Some
like
more.
if you look in the histogram, and like you see, even in my histogram, there's so many dark tones. But in his histogram, it's just all dark tones, and then there's just like a gap in a whole wide value range at the end. And you don't have to go to super wide, but you need to go close to wide if you want, a nice contrast in your image. Like you need to use a minimum amount of the value range.
Yeah.
And you just would have that in this kind of environment. Like if you take a picture in an area like this without outside lighting, it's impossible not to have that, because the contrast is so high between the outdoor light and the the shaded parts inside. You would, so yeah.
Nice job, man.
Awesome. So are we switching back to Alex or Darek?
Maybe Alex for a few minutes, and
Okay.
I will be ready for showing. That's fine.
Okay.
Awesome, Alex. I love the straps designs that you're introducing in your recent line arts. I really love like the design sense of those. Really working super cool for like medieval stuff. Yeah, really
Thanks.
cool.
So right now I think I'm about to start making some selections. I'm gonna try to do them quick and sloppy. I usually like spend more time on them, but yeah, like since we don't have too much time in here, I'm gonna try to like find a quicker solution. So the final like rendering won't look as like a final illustration, but it will be like a decent like starting point.
All right.
For the final render that takes for like.
So is it the sketching phase like really stressful for you? Like the part that you were thinking about the design and the composition, when it's already there,
Actually,
probably
it is because it's the only time where I'm actually thinking in the drawing process. I mean, in the painting process. On the rendering, I can go like on autopilot, and yeah, like line art is like hard to do because I have to think at okay, what's gonna be there, how I'm gonna draw it, is the perspective right, whatever. But once everything is set in place, it's easy, I guess.
So is she standing with her foot on something, or I'm just curious, like is she standing on
No,
a
the
step or
foot is
something?
coming forward and then backward, and here it's I didn't show it like properly. It's like like this. The foot is a bit bent. I should probably show it more. Usually, you can show these two lines.
You just have so much knowledge of armor pieces, man. Like you can just draw that stuff out without even thinking about it. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's like, but yeah, I told you the beauty of it is like it's in my head. I don't remember it perfectly, but I kind of remember parts of it, and I get to combine it, and I make it like more my way than the picture that I studied or whatever. Oh, I realize here I need to move
There's
this.
this huge online, well, sort of debate about when you're doing female armor, if you should include the shape of the breast into the breastplate, because apparently, there's sort of general belief that there's no such thing as a boob plate. Like a breastplate of a female armor would look the same as that of a.
For example, I don't like to go into technical problems like that. I mean, I like to draw whatever I think it's cool. I don't care about those people that tell me, okay, this is not doable. I mean, not doable, but not realistic. She would like get stabbed in that point because you didn't cover it, and that's a vital point. And yeah, I know that, but it's an illustration. It's not like a production drawing.
Yeah, but I was gonna finish my story.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I keep on doing that.
I wanted to contradict that because I was walking down the street here in London like 2 weeks ago, and I saw this. There's like a group of statues near like Trafalgar Square, a group of statues of all knights and stuff, and there's super old sculptures from like 1600s or 1500s, and there's a woman with a boob plate and chainmail. So I'm pretty sure it did exist, because I don't think that they would have made it up 500 years ago, and like it's properly sculpted after her, body shape. So yeah, stuck on that.
So you are working with a quick selection tool, or is it Magic Wand?
This is the magic wand. I don't usually work with magic wand, but right now we don't have too much time, so.
Okay, I've seen you are using like a pen tool to make
Yeah,
a really nice selections of the certain parts.
Yeah, that's the way you get the cleanest line, but it also can lead you to my biggest problem, like having no edges. Because once you do those super clean, squeaky lines, your mind will play tricks on you, like, don't destroy that super clean line. It looks so nice, but it doesn't. Like, you have to have edges. So yeah, I'm trying to get away from it. And that's what I'm not happy about my Applibot illustrations. They have no edge variation. I don't know if it's my fault or their fault, because they're asking for too many details in a piece, and when they ask for details, I kind of render some more, and I kind of kill the piece. But
Is it not also a realism fact? I mean, like in real life, there's not that much edge variation, but in painterly style, you can do a lot more with it. Is it maybe not because Applibot is sort of pushing that type realism a bit more?
I don't know. I didn't really get the question.
Oh. No, I'm just wondering, because Applibot usually they push for a really realistic style, and that tends to, I mean, in real life you don't really have that many edge differences, like almost everything has a hard edge.
And yeah, I mean, it's exactly this process that you see here.
Oh, okay, man.
Okay, so we are back, right?
Yeah, Wojtek is back, I guess.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but
You guys?
yeah, it wasn't online for some time. So yeah, I think if you can just like quickly go over the last 2 minutes.
Oh, we realized
Yeah, I
that we
haven't
made
done
some mistake,
anything
so-
except like adding this
Yeah, we
kind of
were.
skin
Okay, go ahead, Alex.
Okay, awesome. All right, that's cool. Sorry guys, it's like random. Yeah, and if I will get kicked, the stream goes out, and that's crappy. Right, so go ahead, Alex.
Okay.
You can do your thing.
So right now I'm gonna add colors. Recently I started to experiment with the smudge tool, and I have this brush that I'm using to destroy the edges. So I would paint something like this and then like break the edge. And I'm keeping in mind what's happening on the surface of this face. For example, I might have here a sharp edge because there are some elements that cast a shadow on the nose, but I'm gonna have a soft edge when the form is turning, like a sphere or a cylinder. You will start to see this fading out, right? And that's what I'm gonna try to add. I'm gonna add pools of light.
So you are now suggesting the light on the skin tones, right?
Yeah, I kind of do it randomly. I don't have like, it's not, how do you say, it's not perfect, it's not accurate. I'm just trying to get a cool like shape language. Okay, and
So can I ask you one question?
Sure.
What about the colors on your armor? Do you have, the initial idea how to make them, or you will be doing, or
I'm
you
gonna
prepare
go
some
with
thumbnails before? How it looks overall the colors same in your pictures. If you have, some.
right now I have like an idea of what I'm gonna do because I mean I'm gonna go with a dark dark color and red. Basically black and red. They kind of look cool together, so. And some brown for the, how do you call it? For the leather straps or.
So you basically feel the area with the color of the item, and then you apply like a light pass to it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Awesome.
So, do you do some color thumbnails for your illustrations too? Like, like you want to.
Yeah, if I don't have a clear idea of what I want to do, but in this case, I think I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a black and red. And it depends if my client requires me to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll do it.
So for the really detailed illustration, you would go and do your selections with pen tool, and would you actually do different selections for different items?
Well, I start with the big selection, like you see here. I would go on the contour of the pose with the pen tool, and I will get a base silhouette. So basically, I'll have this big selection, and from this big selection, I will like turn back on the line art, and I will start like extracting again with the pen tool, like the breast shape area. Then I hit Ctrl J and I clip it to this thing, to the original layer. You can clip to layers if you hold Alt and click in between them. Okay? And what does that mean? I know you guys know it, but there are some people that might not know it. When you clip a layer, no matter where you paint, it will stick. The paint will stick inside of the base silhouette. But here I also lock the transparent pixels, so I'll paint only inside the breast plate area, you know. But I'm using more this clipping thing to organize my layers, so I know that okay, this layer is part of this big silhouette. So later on I won't get confused, oh, where is this layer from or whatever.
So how many layers do you usually use in your more complex illustrations?
200 or 300, depends like what the client wants, and I usually keep everything on a separate layer.
It's a lot.
But that kills your computer, so it's not.
Yes. Yeah, I can imagine, man.
That's where your 32 gigs of RAM comes into play, right?
Yeah.
Just remembering layers. I hate layers.
Freaking layers.
I try to collapse as much as possible. Just drives me nuts finding layers. Like 200 man. I don't even know how I would manage that.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I'm switching brush modes. I usually work with screen to lighten up areas, with multiply to darken areas, with overlay to change the hue or saturation of some areas. And I think that's about it. I will sometimes use color dodge, but not very often because it adds too much saturation. And I open up this menu by shift and right clicking. And again, this is like a shortcut that I have on my Nostromo, so it's really easy to press. I don't need to think about it.
But can we switch to my screen, maybe?
Of course, you devil. You devil.
It's already on?
Yeah. We can see a beautiful drunk face.
Not drunk today, man.
Ah, snap.
Okay, so this is work by Zachary Tulsen, and it's called Underground Village.
Cool.
Yeah, I really like it. I really like the mood of it, and I completely transform it into something different. So please forgive me, but I wanted to point out some things, and I even deleted that kind of, I don't know what's this houses or something, and I wanted to make some daylight picture from it and leave the same composition because I really like that composition and I really like that mood. So maybe I was just gone too far, but forgive me. It's mine.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah, it's my version.
Where did that horse come from?
You. Darek,
This is
stupid fuck.
All right,
More
guys.
like a,
Are you finished? Are you
I want
finished?
to know your thought process.
Yeah, you have to explain layer by layer. how
That
that happened.
horse, like you deleted the oh shit. You deleted the village, but added a horse, and it's not under the ground. It's like.
Yes, sorry big sorry for author, but I really like the composition and I wanted to push it farther a bit. So
A little bit.
so that's the result.
Please break it down. Break
Yeah.
it down for us.
Alright.
Like break down the layers. Like, what's the thinking process of like changing the whole picture into like?
Alright,
It's a great speed, but it's not in Underground Village anymore.
It's just, I just imagined that it's kind of the creek and something is going on by this place and I stopped laughing.
Man, what do you expect? Like, when you said I changed it completely, I still did not expect this.
Okay, man.
A horse. If I didn't
And
expect
then the
a horse.
horse.
Yeah, I
The horse
just
killed
wanted
And
to.
like a Water stream. Oh god.
Okay, I just wanted to exchange the palette and just I changed the mood completely, but the composition was pretty cool in this
Yeah.
one, and I I
I
wanted
think you
to.
changed the composition as well.
Yeah, maybe I just deleted that houses and added some, I don't know, sci-fi, custom shapes or something
I
like
just
this. And
deleted the image, painted a different one.
let me finish my talk, man. All right, and this is just.
No, do not switch it, please.
All right,
Sorry.
so I don't know what to start right now. All right, so this is the color scheme that I want to just and evolve in my workflow. So I wanted to add some more daylight into the picture and create more palette colors and all that that variation in the colors where the light is coming from the sun in pretty pretty pure and clean sky. So I just deleted the mood completely as you already noticed. But I think
But you added a horse.
yeah, it's just just final touch, so it's not that important.
That's a horse.
But I wanted to get a bit more variation, and it just turned out pretty pretty colorful. But there are a lot of parts that are clean black in here, and I really like that mood, but I didn't like the separation of the colors and the values in it, because the first plane was pretty cool when it is dark, but the farther you go, the more just variation should work in this one. Even if it's waterfall, and even if it has some, I don't know, maybe just a gate or some cave structure with mountains and all that stuff. It just needs a bit more separation in the values. And yeah, what I made, maybe I just.
You said you aren't drunk.
But I'm not drunk, man. and I don't even know how the colors looks, because I use my substitute monitor, which is pretty shitty and pretty small. So I was working like a like a crazy doctor.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I would like to point out the things that makes the I guess it's better values separation with just daylight and overall the planes separation in it. Even if the design and overall setting is changed, I think that I don't know, maybe just
Maybe it's just that, and
Yeah.
under.
Yeah, I wanted to make it
Yeah.
under F or something like this, underground village or something, but I wanted to add some more sci-fi climate into it, and the horse is just
just Darek.
Just Darek.
just
you,
near the
man.
horse or something.
So basically, what the guy, what Zachary should do is inject a horse, right?
No,
Into his
basically it's the thinking about the enriching the colors. As
okay.
we were talking about the colors, I was thinking that, oh come on, maybe I will do it in daylight or something, and I completely changed. So sorry for that, but I think even if it's pretty clean, the daylight picture, you can introduce much more variation in the background with the colors mixing, blendings, and all that stuff. So. Yeah.
There is, people named the process that you did, like changing the whole painting into another. It's like not an overpaint; it's an overpaint.
What?
So you did like other painting.
Yeah, but at very first steps, I based on it.
I mean, it's still yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm kidding.
Okay,
it's
so
cool. It's learn about that.
Yeah, so maybe I will just can switch the screen to Alex, and I will try to, to make some. Maybe I will try to rechange it into the mood of the original painting and
Yeah,
give me a
yeah,
few minutes to it. So yeah, we will be
yeah.
back.
Thank you. Are you using uTorrent right now? Are you downloading something?
Yes. No.
So maybe that's just
No, it's
because
just
freedom.
it's just open and it's not
Yeah.
downloading anything. Yeah.
We use torrents,
Oh,
legal files with each other.
Yes.
Level up files.
of course, of course. Alex, so we are back to your screen, and I can
Okay.
see a beautiful redhead.
Yeah, I like redheads.
Oh, high five. Damn it. Every man would high five in that situation, I think. Okay. I hope our girlfriends are listening. So this is like an autopilot mode for you right now.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
don't think too much right now. I just like put colors and think like random stuff.
So how exactly are you getting rid of lines? So basically, are you just painting
Well, if
underneath right
you
now? And
do the selection properly, you'll have everything on a clean layer and the lines get rid of themselves, you know.
okay,
At
if
the
you
end,
will
I
just
just
switch
turn off
lines.
the layer and it's, yeah. But yeah, it's not gonna happen tonight. I mean, I'm still gonna have the layer, the line art.
Of course.
You need to do the selections really carefully, and then yeah, it will work.
So, from my experience of working with like selections and then rendering certain parts, you have I ended up like adding a layer on top of all of the selections just to unify all of them, because it's really hard to like get an occlusion shadow between like a helmet and hair, and
Yeah.
they do not blend as well. So are you painting over the whole the everything later on, or you just want
Lately
to
I
do
do,
everything
but
on? Okay,
for a long period of time I didn't used to do this.
all right. So what about lightning? What do you think about when you apply like some light to the scene? Do you imagine like a light source? I see it comes from
Yeah,
like
right now
top
it's
left.
right in top right now because
Right.
I flipped.
Right now.
Yeah, I think at the light source, and yeah, that would give my basic light scheme. And after that, I just think of, okay, what colors bounce, and I will like, for example, the hair in this area would probably like change the value here on the chin, so I will do that. And probably on the nose, and probably, I mean, it's okay to exaggerate sometimes.
What are you laughing about? Still painting around there?
Yeah, just rechanging it,
Putting it underground. Right?
No, it's gonna be so cool, I guess. So.
Okay, I'm gonna add some blue on the armor. I'm gonna like basically trick the eye into thinking that there's a sky above our character that gets reflected on the metal parts. Okay, I would change to overlay to add that hue, I mean saturation change in the, I mean I think it's called subsurface scattering. So I'm gonna paint in the areas where the light is the strongest to add more like saturation, because light bounces underneath the skin and creates all that red lighting thing.
Alex, there's like a very specific question to you. Where did you get 1,000 references for the hand studies some time ago.
There is this guy MJ Ranum on DeviantArt. And if you would
so you
load
basically
his
do all
gallery
the
on high res, you will actually have some super high res photos of hands.
So you basically just zoomed in and draw.
Yeah, I zoomed in and
like
then,
these references, right? Awesome.
Yeah, regarding zooming in and zooming out, I already noticed that people are writing something on the chat regarding your workflow, Alex, and you are zooming in pretty much, opposite to our last guest, Arnold Fu.
oh yeah. Well, I'm zooming in and out by holding Alt and space and click and dragging from left to right. Left is zoom out, right is zoom in.
It just left you to see how it looks in that, like a thumbnail, right?
Yeah. But I don't know, sometimes I do it without even thinking. It's I mean, sometimes I zoom out and I don't even have a purpose, so it's like a weird habit that my brain developed.
It's the same with flipping the
Yeah,
camera.
but with flipping, it's kind of more, I feel like I need a flip. With zooming in and out, I do it a lot. And that's why I cannot, I mean, I want to release some tutorials in the future. And I cannot speed them too much, because if I speed them, my image goes like it's super bad.
But you have already released like a tutorial for
Cave.
the process you are doing right now.
Yeah.
Cave.
Sorry?
Cave? Oh, sorry.
I'm just gonna shout.
No, I'm in the cave.
Oh, okay.
I was in the cave again. So, you released like the tutorial for painting the still life, right?
Yeah.
So is it available anywhere right now?
Yeah, it's the same link. I used to put that link in every description of every image that I post. So if people want to get it.
Okay, so it's hard to miss it. I will post it into an event page, so you could, all of you that are watching are will
basically I
look it up.
explained that tutorial, the techniques that I would actually use to continue this sketch. But yeah, I do it over there because there I had time, you know. Here I don't have time to do it properly. And yeah, if there are, I mean, I always said I don't know if people actually read it or whatever, but if you have questions after you watch that tutorial, feel free to contact me and through Facebook or email and
So
tell me like, okay, where did you, sorry?
Where is the link exactly? I'm going through your DeviantArt images, and there is no link to the...
I'm gonna copy.
Should I go to your Facebook images? Yeah, just copy paste it into theGhang window, and I will.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right, I will. Yeah, just copy paste it, and I'll pass it along.
Okay. But I got some hate mail on it because there were some really beginners in Photoshop that picked it up and they were expecting to actually paint like that in 5 hours as I was advertising it. But it was more like, hey, I do this in 5 hours. You can probably do it the same if you would practice as much as I do. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of explain everything.
5 hours. Give my money back. Give my money back. Yeah, terrible.
So yeah, that for those people, I actually only replied and told them, okay, where you don't understand, I can explain Photoshop to you if you want. Because they had like basic Photoshop questions and they never replied actually. So I'm sorry, but yeah.
So have you
I'm
sent me
gonna.
a link
Sorry.
to on a Google Hangout? Have you sent me a link on Google Hangout? Because I have opened the same Diablo 3 Reaper of Sales image, and there is no such link in there on DeviantArt. I know what's happening. I think it may be Adblock that hides it for me.
Yeah, probably.
Which is
I don't know.
Okay, got it. I got it.
I saw a question in the chat. Someone asked me what's my favorite beer and if I have a beard. Let me see. If I have a beard. I don't think I have a beard.
Yes, you do. We saw it yesterday.
Yeah, but this is my face. Today I shaved it off. And my favorite beer is this beer.
Oh snap! You got rid of it.
That's
oh snap!
This is Mișoreana. I like it the most from Romania. It's a Romanian beer. It's from the town where I used to study. Someone
Alright,
asked
so
me
you're justified. You don't have
what
a beard.
college did I do? And the answer for that is design college. But I didn't learn this kind of stuff in the design college. We used to learn like how to do maquettes and all that stuff, like production stuff for design studios. Also graphic design. Yeah. Most of the stuff that I know I learned from tutorials and from the internet.
Alright guys, so I have posted the link to this tutorial on an event page. So if you want to check it out, just go to the event page and you will find it there. Alright.
Thanks, man.
Sure. Alright, let's meet you.
Oh, is that magic moments of the day where my neighbors are fucking? I can hear them through my wall. Usually they do it on Saturday and Sunday, so.
Nice. Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to focus now.
Oh god. Yeah, neighbors.
Because
I also have some issues. Oh, so it's pretty loud, right?
Yeah. But I don't think it's loud enough for you guys to hear, so.
When they're finished, when they're done, you should play this.
I can go and knock on their door and say like, hey, Darek says hi. Congratulations.
Oh, nice. Oh, actually, there is a cool tip from Corbin Hunter on the chat. He said that if you want to release a tutorial and you zoom in and zoom out a lot, and you want to record it, you can like open a second window of it and record that.
Ah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome, but
yeah, it will. It won't. Yeah. You won't see panels, right? So,
yeah.
But, yeah, no, you won't.
Yeah, you can see the panels because they're on the other monitor.
Yeah, but still, you won't pick up anything from panels because it's so fast that. Yeah, because you basically want to do a time lapse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, thanks, Corbin, for a tip.
Oh man, she's screaming.
There's always people in the chat who are so much smarter than us. Like we say something that we're convinced is true, and then they just go, "Yeah, but no, you can do it like that," and we just look like idiots.
Exactly. So weird. Oh, it's not weird. It's true.
Can you hear that?
What?
No.
What exactly? Like? Oh shit!
Never mind.
Nice. I think I heard that.
In your imagination, Wojtek. In your imagination.
I know what's in your imagination. Horses. You know, horses everywhere.
Maybe.
Even in the underground village.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, man.
Don't like my horses?
We love your horses, man. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
They're the best.
I feel better right now.
Put them in.
Do you guys buy
Put them in there.
toys for reference?
I don't, but I know a lot of people.
Actually,
do.
I have thought of doing that, but I haven't. Yeah,
They're
it's
so
useful.
expensive.
It's really cool. You can actually.
Yeah, I have a bunch of toys. Which I bought only for reference, not because I'm a huge man-child.
We all are a huge man-child because we are painting like really cheesy stuff all day, right? Like half-naked ladies flying around with like weird stuff. Yeah, that's what I painted last time. It's crazy. We are big man-childs.
Flying around.
Unfortunately. What?
Flying around. Are they flying around, your ladies? I didn't see that.
Yeah. Advanced version.
Ah, you're working on the
Yeah.
advanced version. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Okay, so any more questions from the chat?
Let's see. Guys, just please type in questions in the chat. I think it's last time when you can do it today. So.
Do you like your chair?
Something
Alex?
relevant to the world thing.
Alex,
I like what?
do you like your chair?
Sure.
Yeah, what you are
chair?
sitting on.
Oh,
We have the same ones, and I have the spine problem too, so I found it pretty cool, that one that you are using.
yeah, yeah, it's really cool, and yeah, I feel better since I got it. I mean,
Yeah.
my back doesn't hurt anymore.
It's like in the car, right? It's Day
Yeah.
Tracer. Yeah. It's so cool.
And it also has these pillows that are
Yeah, that are supporting
you're
your.
supposed to use your lower back and stuff.
Yeah.
If you guys
Yeah,
are
tried
interested
it.
in what brand it is, I think it's called DX.
DX Racer, right?
Yeah, DX Racer. So yeah,
Nice-
it's
nice name,
worth
sure.
the money. I feel like the best investment that you can make is in a chair, because you're sitting a lot, and sometimes it's even more important than the machine that you're painting on. So
Yeah, I've
Exactly,
tried a lot of, and even the most, expensive that DX Racer, but they weren't that good. You know, it's like, the advertisement, and everyone has to find something for their self. So
yeah, that's why you should go. Like, my first chair was from IKEA, and I went there and I tried them all, and the one that
Yeah.
felt more comfortable and felt that provides the more support on my lower back, that's the one I picked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, health is pretty important. What you're looking for, Wojtek?
Questions from the chat. Are you feeling faster in that chair? I'm in the cave. I'm coming out the cave. Is it better? Is it better?
It's better right now.
Yeah.
Is it better? Okay. So the question from the chat: are you feeling faster in the chair?
Yeah, definitely.
You don't need to focus on your
I couldn't paint what I'm painting without this chair. Like,
Yeah.
everything
Exactly.
I do is like, it's due to the chair.
Have you tried standing pose?
Painting standing on my hands, yeah. I can paint with my feet. I'm terrible. No, I haven't tried standing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just heard
I
it.
heard some people do it,
Yeah.
but actually, like when I stay too much on my feet, I feel like my back is hurting much more.
All right.
Question: do you delete the contour lines of the character by doing shadows? I think you answered that, but maybe let's get again. Let's over that again.
The contour. I don't
I mean,
know.
the line drawing, right?
Yeah, the line
Do you
drawing.
delete it while painting? Oh, you
No,
don't paint over your
I
lines.
usually keep it like this on the top layer, and I drop the opacity more and more until like I can polish everything really nice.
Without lines, right?
Yeah, and then like
Okay.
I don't even need it anymore. So, yeah.
Awesome.
But right now
So
I'm gonna
are you
turn it
guys,
on.
Jonas and Darek, are you guys doing any older overpaints right now?
Yep.
Or
I'm
not?
just revamping the ones that I already showed. So I need a bit, maybe
Okay.
10 minutes or something, and I'm done with it.
I mean,
Right, cool.
I can share mine if you want. It's not done, but it's got sunbeams already, so maybe.
Yeah, it's enough. If you get sunbeams,
It's enough.
of course.
Sunbeams are scores.
Okay. Let's do it. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I have switched to your screen.
Okay. So this is a work by Cody Foreman from Australia. And it actually already looks really nice. But I think the problem here is the same as with the other painting by Sebastian that I did, and that is he's not using his value range enough. But like the composition is pretty cool, the subject is pretty cool, and I think it's very hard to see this character here from far. Like he does not draw your attention at all. And actually, I haven't really done that much work on that specifically yet. But yeah. So my overpaint here. I haven't focused that much on the character, but I've mainly focused on adding more light and atmosphere, because if you have a river like that, you can, and little waterfalls, you can actually get quite a bit of haze from the water falling, and that will create nice light dispersion like you see here. And I just felt also like I was missing some color varieties, so I added some blues in here in this sort of watery area, so that it just gives a bit more variety, I guess. And I think the tree shapes needed a bit more variety as well. So here I think these negative spaces were not super interesting. So this negative space and this negative space was not really working for me, maybe because the thickness of these trees are very similar. So I tried to break that up by adding a thinner tree here, and then a thicker one, and then something between, and then a thinner branch again. Again, it's all about Fibonacci's. Just look at Wojtek's arm, and you will understand what that means.
Thanks, man.
Trying to get variety and balance in negative spaces, and Fibonacci uses like a certain ratio that just always works, you know. So if like this, like I'm just eyeballing this, but I'm pretty sure that the thickness of this tree versus the thickness of this tree is the same as the Fibonacci ratio, which is like 1.6 or something. So yeah, and just try to play a bit more with light, you know, like there's so much space here to play with. I mean, all these elements are cool, but you're not really having light in here. Again, like look at this value here. Why is it so muddy and dark? And then yeah, the character just needs a bit more highlights. I haven't really done that here, but just bringing them out a bit more. Ooh, did I get kicked? No.
No, you're here.
Bringing them out a little bit more and I would probably bring in these rocks. Probably bring in these rocks a bit more again, so that it doesn't, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, so to try to play with that, your composition is pretty good, and I also threw in a couple of photo textures on the trees just to give it a bit more, because he was trying to do some hand painted shading here, and there's like a rim light here, even though the light is coming from the left. So you don't get this. You don't get rim lights are only in very specific situations, and this just looks wrong. So I just added, a little more realistic sort of looking texture and light on that tree. What else can I say about it? I took away your vultures because I fucking hate this brush. Like, this is the most bird brush, but the problem is that these birds have been photographed from the ground, which means like you're looking underneath them, and people always use them in wrong perspective. And this is nothing against you, Cody. This is against Titus Lunter, who puts it in every painting, and he needs to start using a different bird brush. So Titus, if you're watching, change that bird brush, man. Forget about the vultures. Okay, back to you, Wojtek.
That was perfect, man. Right, back to Alex. So we are playing around with like some background.
Yeah, putting some fog, so I don't need to render it that much.
So I think we will wrap up pretty soon. So let's maybe talk about things you would do after you will finish the coloring phase. You would slowly and consistently get rid of the line art, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, right now the image is pretty much done for me. It's not done rendering wise, and that's what I spend most of my days doing, like rendering endlessly, like polishing thirds all day long, you know. There's nothing much that I would do from now on that would be like, oh, wow, how does he do that? I mean, it's just rendering, and yeah. I just clean up, I zoom in more and more, and yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's perfect. I love how structured your workflow is, as I said before. And yeah, go ahead, Jonas.
No, go ahead. I'm listening. I will ask after.
Jonas, you were about to say something, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think for better breakdown and God, there's some delay, and we are trying to say something at the same time. Sorry.
I'm just gonna shut up because my voice is more annoying than yours. So.
Okay. So for more in-depth info about Darek, thanks, about the whole process, Alex process, just go to the event page and check out his tutorial. It's much more in-depth, and it goes through rendering still life, which is awesome. And
yeah, that's
check
like
it out.
a really
I
good
think
way to learn how to render stuff. I mean, you take an object from your house and put it in front of you, and you kind of break it down in smaller shapes and try to see like how to render certain surfaces. But if you don't feel like paying for stuff, there's also like my YouTube account that has tons of free videos, so go there if you want.
Yeah, we will also add that to the website that is going to be launched pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh snap!
But yeah, we will add Alex's site in the resources section.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. Are you planning to just end it up, this session right now?
What? Yeah, I think we'll wrap up in like 2 minutes.
Right.
I just want you guys to subscribe our channel. This is the thing I want you to do right now. If you enjoy the sessions, if you enjoy what we are doing, if you enjoy what Alex is painting right now, just hit that damn button right now, and you will be up to date with everything. So thank you, Alex, for
Well,
an
thanks for having me.
awesome demo you did.
Yeah, looks amazing. Man.
Thanks. And also, like, if people have
was
any more
really
questions,
beneficial.
feel free to contact me on Facebook or whatever. Like, I usually reply.
Cool. That's super.
Can I show my overpaint to clarify the frame?
No, this is done. Hi.
Yes, of course, man. Just share your screen right now.
Okay.
Your screen is so hilarious, Darek. You're
Will
like,
you make up
Wait.
for this?
So we had this version at first. After it.
Dark, you haven't shared your screen.
Okay.
Darek.
Yeah, I think that.
Just share your screen.
Let me do this again. Can you see my screen?
Okay, it's working now. It's working. Yeah.
All right. So it was like this on the first version of Zachary Toulson again, and after it, I made this colorful version with. I'm not drunk, and it's for information to all the people here. I'm not drunk, and I'm not that much drinker, so. But I'm a bit crazy, so just forgive me. And what I made right now is just trying to live the same climate as he did, and just make more. As I said, the more value variation, and that's it, because the picture itself was pretty cool on this the first concept, but I wanted to make it more clean and more powerful a bit, and just subdue all the shiny colors with highlights of red oranges, and I wanted to make it more consistent. So I think that's it.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So what I really like now is that you put sort of subtle color variation. You can see in the previous version from the original artist that he's not using many different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn it back on for a minute?
Yeah. Here. Yeah.
Yeah, so see, like, you can just easily tell that the person painted all the water with the exact same color. So the river, the waterfall, and the haze. And it just makes it look really flat, like there's no depth into it. And you've introduced not only different values, but also different hues, which makes it look nice. So like, you've got a bit more purple and a bit more gray in the background. And that's something that I think, sorry, this artist is missing, is like the subtle color variation. I don't know how you do it. Do you just color pick something else, or how do you do color variation usually?
I just normally I use my brush with just chalk effect and put some orangey strokes on it to very subtle strokes to enrich the colors, and after that I can use the overlay mode to enrich it even more. But you have to remember, if you use overlay or something like this that much, you can burn it out, the colors. So I think that it has to be done very subtle. And the first thing was I just put all the values in the background pretty light, just pretty light blue. And after that I play around with the colors, and I can even use the color mode of the layer and pick some some blendings in the make it more enriched palette. So I think it still has need to a bit more work on it, because I have very dark parts, and it looks a bit dirty yet. But I think it's the key of it, just to enrich the colors, and as you said, the separate and differ the values a bit.
Yeah. So basically, when you're doing that, you're just basically picking like the exact, like a precise warm or cold color, and then using opacity to play your color.
Yeah, but I can do this as I said on normal layer. So you can just need to remember, if you want to do this on the normal layer or even the overlay, and not to burn out the colors, you have to do this very subtle and on low opacity. So yeah, I think it's very subtle. Awesome. There are some subtle things, but they enrich a lot, I guess. So, Thanks, man.
I've noticed that sometimes if you like just open up a photo or something and you start color picking to understand colors in the real world, sometimes a value change can be so little. You know, it can just
Yes.
1 or 2 numbers different and make a huge difference. Definitely, if you have low contrast areas, like like you got those tents or those houses, whatever it is up there, you want to detail that and you're working with a silhouette, you don't need to use like an extremely other value because it's just gonna be way too much. You can just like even just changing the saturation and not even touching the value make a difference.
I was always wondering how to enrich the colors if you have very limited palette, but I use mostly limited palette for last couple of months, and I was always looking at Maciej Kuchara works, and he is perfect in blending modes and adding some, just enriches with just one strokes and enrich the palette even if it's very limited. So it's also about the observation and understanding the colors, so you can enrich it on your own. And how do you feel it? I just do it on feel, so I cannot even explain it that much because it's just based on my observation and the knowledge that's gained from years.
Yeah, it's a practice and trial and error. So.
Yeah.
Right, man, you made up for that horse. That's it.
Right.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool.
Thanks, man.
All right. So thank you again, Alex.
Thanks so much.
I think just make sure to save a PSD, and I think it would be cool to share it with people. I will upload it after the session, and we will then attach it to our website, so you will be able to download it again. Yeah, I think that's it.
Also, I want to mention, if people are interested in my brushes, even though I don't think brushes can make you a better artist, you can find them on my DeviantArt. The brushes that I use, some of them are mine, some of them are stolen from other artists. So yeah.
All right.
Go there.
Man, we're sharing.
We'll also post there. Yeah, we are also going to post it on the event page. So, yeah, thank you guys. And okay, one more thing. I have to say that Jonas did a great job for getting us just an outstanding lineup of beautiful artists, starting from like these mind-blowing names for the next 10 weeks. So just stay tuned for that. It will be more concept art centered. So yeah, it's just mind-blowing. I'm just teasing you right now, but we'll release an info. You have what?
We will also have some 3D guys. So this month we
Yeah, and woman.
Yeah, we have some female guests, and we also have some ZBrush guys. So we will try to do more 3D stuff so that we can vary it a little bit. And techniques.
Yeah, exactly.
We still need to check it out how it's going.
Yeah, and the new site is finally getting to be launched pretty soon, I guess.
Pretty soon. That's the most beautiful word to describe that site. Like it should be like after opening up the website, it should be called just pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what I was
thinking. Pretty soon.
Pretty
Prettysoon.com, that's the address.
The second domain for that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So thank you guys. See you all next week. We'll post an info about an event today or tomorrow. I don't know. So basically, stay tuned and yeah, go subscribe to our channel. Check out Alex's work, and yeah, see you guys next week.
Bye bye.